All right, let's get right into it. We need to talk about the one thing you're wasting every single day. And no, I'm not talking about money. It's something way, way more valuable. It's the one thing you can never, ever get back. Your time.
So let me ask you a question, and I want you to be totally honest with yourself. Let's say I put 1 crore rupees cash right here in front of you. The only catch, you don't wake up tomorrow to spend it. Would you take that deal?
Yeah, of course not. No way. It's a ridiculous offer, right? But hold on. That quick no you just gave, it means something huge. Have you ever really stopped to think about what that instinctive no actually reveals?
What it means is that deep down, you know that just waking up tomorrow is worth more to you than a crore. Every single day you open your eyes, you're basically saying, this day is worth a fortune to me. So here's the kicker. If each day is so valuable, why do we so often throw it away like it's nothing?
Think of it like this. Every morning, you get a deposit of 86,400 seconds into your time bank. But here's the thing. This bank is kinda weird. You can't carry over your balance. At midnight, whatever you haven't used is gone. Forever. So the real question is, are you actually spending those seconds? Or are you just watching them drain away?
You know, it's funny, Howard Stark, Tony Stark's dad, said it perfectly. No amount of money ever bought a second of time. And it's so true, right? It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or just starting out, we all get the same 24 hours. Time is the ultimate equalizer.
So this idea of time being this unstoppable force, well, it's not new. There's this incredible ancient way of looking at it. And it asks you to think of time not as a clock on the wall, but as an unstoppable horse. Yeah, this comes from the Atharva Veda, an ancient text. They describe time, or kal, as this swift horse that just runs and runs. It never gets tired, and it certainly doesn't stop for anyone. So that leaves you with a really simple choice, doesn't it? You either learn to ride the horse, or you stand there and watch it gallop off into the distance, leaving you in the dust.
So what does riding the horse actually look like in real life? Well, let's talk about Warren Buffett. At 6 years old, when most of us were, just playing, he was selling gum and Coke packs and making a profit. At 11, he bought his first stock. By the time he was 16, he'd already stacked up what would be over 50 grand today. See, it wasn't about luck. He just decided to get on that horse super early, and he held on tight.
And Buffett isn't some weird outlier. This is the pattern you see again and again with great leaders. Think about Mahatma Gandhi during the Dandi March. A reporter tries to stop him, and Gandhi just keeps walking, saying, "You are a walker, I am a walker." Time was too important to stop. Or Abraham Lincoln, juggling backbreaking farm work while teaching himself law. Even Bill Gates, a guy who knows a thing or two about being busy, was blown away by Buffett's calendar, how every single minute was accounted for. The takeaway is simple. Successful people don't just have time, they command it.
Okay, so if all these brilliant people throughout history figured this out, why are so many of us so bad at it? What's different for us? Well, the truth is, we're living inside a giant modern-day circus, and its only goal is to steal the one thing that allows you to manage your time, your attention.
You've ever heard of bread and circuses? It was this old Roman trick. Give the people free food and big, flashy shows, and they'll be too distracted to notice what's really going on. Sound familiar? Well, today's version is even more powerful. Instead of bread, we have endless content. Instead of gladiator games, we have social media and OTT platforms. It's the same exact strategy, just digitized. It's designed to keep you scrolling, watching, and distracted.
Let's actually put a price tag on this. Let's make it real. Say your time is worth about 227 rupees an hour. Now let's say you spend about 5 hours a day just distracted, scrolling, clicking, you know the drill. That's not just wasted time. That's over 1,100 rupees, poof, gone. Every single day. That's almost 35,000 rupees a month you're letting just evaporate. That's the real cost of free apps.
So let me ask you this. If Instagram sent you a bill for 30,000 rupees next month, would you use it? Would you pay it? No way, right? You'd laugh and delete the app. But you are paying. You're just paying with time instead of money. And honestly, time is way more expensive. Okay, so it sounds a bit grim, right? The circus, the distractions, but here's the good news. There is a way to fight back. There's a way to escape the circus and get back on that horse.
And it's not some fluffy life hack. It's a seriously effective technique backed by places like Harvard.
So researchers at Harvard Business Review looked at like 100 different productivity hacks, all the famous ones. And they found that one method, just one, was consistently the most effective, the absolute champion. And it's called time box. So let's talk about the good old to-do list. We all use them, but they have a fatal flaw. A to-do list is just a list of what. It doesn't tell you when or how long. So what happens? You look at the list, you do the easy 2-minute email first to feel productive, and that big, important project, it gets pushed to 4 p.m. when you're totally drained. Time boxing completely flips that script.
So what is time boxing exactly? It's actually super simple. Instead of a wish list of things you hope to do, you treat your calendar like a suitcase. You decide what goes in, and you give every single task its own dedicated spot, a start time and an end time. You stop looking for time, and you start making time.
Okay, so knowing about time boxing is cool, but actually doing it, that's where the magic is. And to do it right, you can't just throw random stuff into your calendar. You need to be smart about what you're even trying to do in the first place.
And that's where this famous framework comes into play, SMART goals. Because look, if your goals are all vague and fuzzy, like get in shape or learn a skill, how are you supposed to put that in a time box? It's impossible. Before you can schedule anything, you got to know exactly what you're scheduling.
It's super straightforward. Your goal has to be specific. Not travel more, but book flights to Delhi. It has to be measurable, so you know when you're done. It has to be achievable. Don't try to cram a 10-hour task into a 1-hour box. And this one's huge. It must be relevant. Does this actually matter to you? Is it your goal or someone else's? And finally, time-bound. And boom, we're right back at the calendar. You've given your task a home.
There's a saying that really hits home here. The one who cannot rule the calendar on their wall cannot rule the world outside. It's so true. It all starts right there, with that schedule. If you can't take control of your own day, how can you possibly take control of your future? Mastering your calendar really is step one to mastering your life.
So let's bring it all back to that horse. Picture it. Right now, it's running. It was running before you started listening to this, and it'll be running long after. Every second that passes, it's getting further away. So, I've only got one question left for you. The horse of time is leaving. Are you getting on?